This is the story of a young woman who suddenly disappeared from her own home. What really happened to her? Did she have an enemy, or was there something far more disturbing hiding in the shadows? December 2010. Winter was at its peak, and the streets of Bristol were covered in snow. That cold evening, everything seemed completely normal, and maybe that's exactly why. No one could have imagined that such an ordinary night would turn into something so dark. Joanna Yeates, a 25-year-old woman, intelligent, independent, and living a quiet, simple life. She worked hard, she made plans for her future, and like everyone else, she was looking forward to Christmas. On the evening of December 17th, Joanna returned home from work. To her, so it was just another normal night, a little rest, some time alone, and then back to her routine the next day. But that night was not normal. After that evening, Joanna was never seen again. No one heard from her. No calls, no messages, no activity. Her phone went silent. At first, people didn't think much of it. Maybe she's busy. Maybe she went somewhere. But as time passed, concern slowly turned into fear. Her friends tried to reach her. No response. Her family grew worried, and soon the police were informed. An investigation began. Officers carefully searched her apartment, looking for anything unusual, but what they found only made things more confusing. Everything looked normal, and no signs of forced entry, no clear evidence of a struggle. It was as if someone had quietly entered her life and quietly erased her presence. Days passed, and the case quickly spread across the media. Everywhere, people were talking about one thing: a young woman missing in the snow. People followed every update, hoping for answers, but no one realized that the truth was much closer than they thought. Then, a few days later, a discovery was made. In a snowy area, a body was found, and soon it was confirmed. It was Joanna. The news shocked everyone. A normal life, a simple routine, ended without warning. Now the case became even more serious. Police began to dig deeper. They looked into her friends, her daily routine, her personal life. Every detail was re-examined, and at one point, the investigation even moved in the wrong direction. Media pressure was intense. Everyone had theories. Everyone had questions. But the real truth was still hidden. Then the case took a sudden turn. Investigators shifted their focus to someone very close. So close that no one had suspected him at first. His name was Vincent Tabak. He lived nearby. A quiet, calm individual, someone who appeared completely normal, the kind of person you would never think twice about. But sometimes the most ordinary faces hide the darkest intentions. As the investigation continued, pieces of evidence slowly started to connect, and a clearer picture began to form. This was not a random act. This was done by someone who was already close. According to authorities, he had noticed Joanna, and over time, that attention turned into an unhealthy fixation. He observed her, learned her routine, and then one day, he crossed a line. A place that should have been safe became unsafe, and a person who seemed harmless turned out to be a threat. When police questioned him, the truth eventually came out. He was arrested, and during the legal process, he accepted responsibility. The court later sentenced Vincent Tabak to life imprisonment. The case was officially closed, but some stories never truly end. This case was not just about a crime. It was a reminder that danger doesn't always come from far away. Sometimes it's much closer than we think. It could be in the same building, the same street, or even right next door. And the most chilling part, you may never even realize it. Even today, the story of Joanna Yeates is remembered, not just because of what happened, but because it feels real, because it reminds us that something like this could happen to anyone.